I want you to listen, slowly, carefully, because what I'm about to say is not noise. It is not motivation you scroll past. It is not a line you forget in 5 minutes. This is the truth you've been running from, the truth you've been hiding behind the world's opinions. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't made to walk with your head down. You weren't made to apologize for your existence. You were born a king, long before anybody knew your name. Take a breath. Let your chest rise. Let your mind settle. Because you've spent years trying to convince people you're worthy, when deep down you always knew you came from something greater. The world didn't hand you the crown. Life didn't give you a shortcut. Nobody gave you comfort. Nobody gave you guarantees. Nobody gave you protection. Everything you are, you built in the dark. Everything you survived, you did alone. And every time someone doubted you, every time someone tried to break you, every time life threw you into another storm, all it did was shape the throne you were meant to sit on. And here's what they fear. They didn't create you, but they're about to see you. You know what's crazy? People only respect the finished version of you, but they will never understand the nights you cried, the mistakes you regret, the battles you fought silently. They see the surface, not the scars you carry. They see the calm, not the chaos you crawled out of. They call you confident now, but they weren't there when you were holding yourself together with nothing but hope. They call you strong, but they never saw the days you had to act brave while you felt broken inside. They call you lucky, but they will never understand that you kept going even when every part of you screamed to stop. Slow down for a second, because this part matters. You weren't built in comfort. You weren't raised in ease. You came from pressure, from struggle, from rooms that didn't clap for you, from people that underestimated you. You came from silence, from pain, from being overlooked, from being forgotten. You didn't grow like them. You evolved through fire. And that's why you're dangerous. Because a person who's been through everything is capable of anything. And the truth is, the crown didn't appear today. It's been inside you since day one. Even when you felt small, you were a king in training. Even when you were lost, you were walking the path anyway. Even when nobody supported you, you supported yourself. That's royalty. That's what they don't teach. Kings aren't born with gold on their heads. They're born with storms on their backs. Kings aren't softened by pressure. They sharpen themselves with it. Kings don't run from difficulty. They walk straight into it because they know they were built for more. And you, you, spent your whole life thinking you needed validation. You thought you needed someone to believe in you first. You thought you needed permission to rise. But real kings don't wait. Real kings don't ask. Real kings don't seek approval. Real kings earn their place through consistency, focus, discipline, and the pain they refuse to give up in. You're not becoming something new. You're returning to what you always were. Let that sink in. Because once you understand that, everything changes. And this is the moment life has been preparing you for. Every night you couldn't sleep, every morning you pushed yourself, every situation that tried to break you, those moments weren't punishments, they were training. Life was teaching you how to stand alone, how to think clearly, how to stay solid even when everything falls apart. You thought you were losing, but you were being built. You thought you were failing, but you were being shaped. You thought life was unfair, but it was preparing you for a level the old version of you wasn't strong enough to handle. Look around. Look at your life. You didn't get here by luck or accident. You got here because you refused to quit when quitting would have been easier. You got here because you held yourself together when nobody else could. You got here because you were willing to suffer for the future you wanted. That's royalty. That's legacy. That's what separates kings from the rest. And now, they're about to see a version of you they've never witnessed before. Not the tired you, not the scared you, not the underestimated you. The real you. The king that was born, not borrowed. The king that was shaped, not gifted. The king that rises even after being shattered. People will wonder how you kept going when everything was falling apart. They'll ask you how you stayed strong when life kept hitting you from every direction. They'll look at you and assume it was easy, because that's what people do when they don't know your story. But you'll know the truth. You didn't survive because you were fearless. You survived because you were tired of living like you were nothing. You survived because there was a voice inside you whispering, "This is not where your story ends." You didn't just rise, you rebuilt. You didn't just change, you transformed. You didn't just grow, you became a threat to everything that tried to destroy you. That's what kings do. And now it's time for the world to understand exactly who you are. No more shrinking, no more doubting yourself, no more apologizing for your strength, no more walking small so others feel comfortable. You were born a king. Act like it, walk like it, think like it, move like it. The crown is not something you chase, it's something you rise into. Every step you take now should remind you of what you survived. Every decision you make now should reflect the power you carry. Every time you look in the mirror, remind yourself you didn't get this far just to stay the same. Slow down, breathe, feel it, because this is your moment, your rise, your comeback, your return to who you always were. And when they finally ask you how you did it, how you survived, how you became everything they never expected, just tell them the truth. I was born a king.